So most videos about print on demand are made by US creators, and quite frankly, that alienates a lot of people from across the world, especially people based here in the UK, which is why I am making this video. Because if you're based in the USA and selling to Americans, then there is a lot of content on YouTube to help you. But for us outside of America, we have to wade through a lot of the information to find the bits that works for us. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you about the best suppliers to use for your print on demand business. And I will tell you which one is my absolute favorite to work with from the UK or actually from anywhere else in the world. All of this is from my own personal experience of working with these big three print-on-demand suppliers for the last 4 years. Hey, my name is Byte Jones, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you can come back for more. So firstly, what is print-on-demand? So let's say you design a t-shirt, a mug, or even a pair of leggings. But instead of ordering 500 of them upfront and praying someone buys them, you upload a design to a print-on-demand platform. Now, when somebody places an order through your online store, that order is sent to the print-on-demand platform, who prints the product, packages it, and ships it directly to the customer. There is no inventory, no upfront cost for stock, and best of all, you don't need to be going to the post office. It's basically like having your own ghost factory doing all the hard work while you focus on the fun part, the designing and the marketing. It's as easy as that, which is why, in my opinion, it's one of the easiest businesses on the internet to start because of its low risk nature for not having many overhead costs. You can create and test new designs so you can scale your business a lot faster. So in terms of which platforms to use, there are many of them on the internet. However, three of them, the big three, they stand out above all the others. So there's Printful, Printify, and Gelato. And as you can imagine, while they're very similar, there are some very important differences between them, especially if you're outside of the US, where shipping times, cost, and quality can make or break your business. Let's talk about Printful. Now, this one has been around for a very long time. They know the game inside out. I want you to think of Printful as a seasoned professional. And the reason for that is they are the only platform here that owns all of their fulfillment centers. And that's a big deal. And these centers are located in key markets like the US, Mexico, Latvia, Spain, Canada, and the UK. Now, having a UK fulfillment center is obviously great if you're selling to people in the UK. But here is the problem. Not every product is available in the warehouse. And Printful, to be fair to them, makes it very clear which locations a particular product is based in. So, for example, some products might only be fulfilled in the US. And that's great if your customer is in the United States. So, while Printful is reliable and the quality is great, I would definitely say they are much more US focused. But I mentioned quality, and this is where they stand out because their quality is fantastic. Now, seriously, their t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs will feel premium. And their printing methods like DTG, embroidery are some of the best in the business. Plus, they have a great customer service team, which I think is excellent. They always help me solve all of my problems. The downside is they can be really expensive. I think that their base prices are some of the highest in the industry, which obviously means lower profit margins for you unless you're going to be charging premium prices. So if you're targeting high-end customers, Printful, in my opinion, is a great option. But if you're doing more budget-conscious products, then maybe not. So next we've got Printify. Now think of Printify as the Airbnb of the print-on-demand world. They don't own any printing facilities themselves. Instead, what they've done is they partnered with printing companies all over the world, and this means when you sign up, you get to access their network of print providers and you can pick which ones you want to use for your products. Now, the problem is this flexibility can be a bit of a double-edged sword, because on the plus side, you can shop around for the best prices, which is why Printify's printing rates are some of the cheapest on the market. Their product catalog is also massive, over 950 products, which is way more than the other two suppliers I'm going to be talking about today. But here is the problem as well. You're responsible for picking the printer. Now, that means you need to read the reviews, you need to be testing samples, and you need to be figuring out which providers are the most reliable. For example, you might find an amazing printer in the US, but their shipping times to the UK could be long or very expensive. So if you're selling internationally, you will need to select multiple providers in key markets like the UK, the US, and Europe to ensure that your customers will get the best experience, which means that there might be some trial and error to begin with to test the different providers in the different markets. So Printify is really ideal if you want variety and low printing cost, but it requires a lot more legwork to find reliable suppliers and ensure that you get the best quality. If you're selling mainly to a UK market, choosing a local provider is key to keeping shipping times and your cost low. Let me introduce you to Gelato, my personal favorite, and here is why. Gelato, just like Printify, doesn't own any printing facilities. Instead, they are a software company that connects you with local print providers in over 32 countries. I like to call them the Uber of the print-on-demand world. Because when someone places an order from your store, Gelato software automatically routes that order to the most efficient supplier based on your customer's location. If you think, just like when you book a taxi on Uber, the app finds the closest available car to your location, and if that driver accepts, your taxi comes within minutes, most of the times. So with Gelato, if your customer is in the UK, the order will likely be printed in the UK and shipped locally. This means faster shipping times, lower shipping prices, and a much smaller carbon footprint. Now, I can tell you there is nothing more pleasing than when you get an order from somewhere far away like Australia or New Zealand, and those orders are turning up to the customers within 2 or 3 days. I'm always very happy when an Aussie or a Kiwi customer leaves a positive, pleasant review on my Etsy store. It's always very nice to see because they seem so far away. Now, Gelato's downside is that it has a much smaller product catalog. Now, they've got all the essentials like t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and some very eco-friendly options as well. But if you're after niche items, you might not be able to find them there. And because Gelato manages the network, you don't directly control the quality of the printers. You basically rely on Gelato's quality assurance system to maintain high standards. And from my experience though, they've always done a great job. And I've had thousands of 5-star reviews on platforms like Etsy for orders fulfilled by Gelato. So the quality that you're going to get from them is going to be very, very good. Like Printify and Printful, their customer service is very good. If something does go wrong, Gelato is quick to offer a refund or a replacement, no hassle. And their pricing is super competitive. And they also have some subscription plans as well that can make shipping a lot cheaper than the other two competitors. For me, Gelato is the perfect choice for sellers who are in the UK or anybody running a global business that is going to be attracting customers from outside of the USA. So some very interesting news has come out in the print-on-demand world recently, because since making this video, Printify and Printful have decided to merge and join forces to become one single company. Now, we don't know for sure what this will mean for customers yet, but what these two companies are saying is that nothing much will change, at least in the near future. They've basically said that both Printify and Printful will continue to operate as separate brands, and customers will benefit from the advantages or from the strengths of each brand. So you might be, if you're a Printful customer, you might be benefiting from Printify's vast catalog, And if you are a Printify customer, you might benefit from Printful's fulfillment centers and the location of their fulfillment centers across the world. Now, one thing that I am worried about is that whenever two companies decide to merge, whenever you have two big players in a particular industry decide to merge to become one of the major impacts that has on the industry is that prices tend to increase, because whenever you have less competition, then you tend to have higher prices. And with the industry moving from 3 main players to 2 main players, then I think in the long run, if that remains the same, we might see higher prices as a result. But I don't think we should be worried too much at this point in time. I think if you want to create a print on demand business, I think you should go ahead and do it and let them worry about what this merger will mean in the long run. Don't forget to subscribe and keep watching this channel to learn more. So here is the deal. If you're after premium quality and targeting high-end customers, then Printful is going to be a solid choice. But keep in mind, it's going to be more US focused and it's going to be a bit more expensive. If you want variety and cheaper printing rates, then Printify is going to be your place. Just be ready to do your research to find the best suppliers, especially if you're going to be selling internationally. If you're in the UK, or you're running a global business and you want fast local shipping with cheap prices and a hassle-free experience, then Gelato is the winner in my books. Now, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be making more content covering all the areas of print on demand, and I'm currently working on my newest print on demand store, and I will be sharing that experience right here on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. By the way, this video is not sponsored by any of the print on demand suppliers. However, I might have some affiliate links in the description.